Welcome back, and in this video we're going to be talking about issue types and issue creation and how those newly created issues get placed on a board, whether it be Kanban or Scrum. So as you can see here, we're in the dashboard page, and in the top of the screen you'll find a create button. This is the general issue creation button for any place you might be navigated to in Jira. And what this is going to prompt is a form. And we call this a screen in Jira. It's going to ask you for the project and then the issue type. Remember, issues are always created in a project, not in a board. Boards just filter off of projects. So here we'll see that you can select your project. As we only have one in here, which is the test project I created a few videos back, you can only create it in this project. But don't be fooled if you're creating a ticket in a board. It might not always populate that project to be the project that the board is filtering on, especially if your board is filtering on multiple projects. All right. In a default Jira, it comes with a few pretty standard issue types. You'll have a story, which is a user story, usually framed in a way which says, as a user or as a system or etc., I want to accomplish something because of something. And that's the general format for a user story. If it's not a user story that has a definitive contributable, it can be a task, which is sort of a singular to-do item. It could be a bug, which is pretty self-explanatory, or it could be an epic, which is a meta-categorization under which many stories, many tasks, and many bugs can live. So those are the issue types. Now, when you create a issue in a Scrum board, so this is a Scrum board and this is the backlog. So let's create one here. You fill out all the forms, so the reporter, which automatically populates as whoever's creating the ticket, a description. A fixed version is a way of versioning your releases. Your priority, any labels you want to add, attachments, linked issues, and an assignee, which could be very important, as well as an epic link, which I said is a meta categorization. And in a Scrum board, it'll allow you to choose a sprint. But if we create this, it should automatically go into the backlog as long as I'm not assigning a sprint to it. So as you see, it is right here. It basically awaits you to say, I want to put it into some sprint. Now, if you created this in a Kanban board, which I have right here, it is going to show up in the far left column under to do. And depending on what the filter of the board looks like, it could show up at the top, but usually it shows up at the bottom just because Jira likes to retain the stack ordering that you do during grooming sessions and other meetings, and does not just randomly populate things to the top of the priority list. It assumes you'll go over them through the bottom in order to manually raise things up to their desired hierarchy and rank. So pretty straightforward there. And again, as I was saying, if you're in a board like this and you hit create, it could potentially mess up and populate this project to be something else. So always make sure you check your project. Don't just assume you're in the correct project. All right. So hopefully that was simple. Hopefully it's easy and it makes a bit of sense. Stay tuned for the next one, where I'm going to be talking about editing these issues, how to manipulate them, transition them through the columns and through the workflow. Thanks.